It is a championship for the Bedford Bulldogs, 3 in a row.
Johnson serves it in. Great header there, and it's a goal.
Brian O'Brien shot, Bedford goal.
He's at about the 18, sends it up and over and in. Big shot, Grace Crowder. Will kick, snaps back, kick is up. It looks good. It is good.
It's good.
It is good.
It's good.
Good evening and welcome to Bedford High School for tonight's Division I matchup between the Winnacunnet Warriors and your Bedford Bulldogs. My name is Lauren Fox, and alongside Bill Klein, I will be bringing you all the action as Bedford tries to increase their winning streak. They lost last week against Portsmouth, and in that tough matchup fell 1-0, but then came back on Saturday against an undefeated Exeter team, Bill, and found a way to put a blemish on their one-loss record.
And let me tell you, I wish I had been able to see that game, but I was
missed out, dude.
Out of the state.
That's not an excuse.
Oh, my goodness. What a team. What an amazing group of young women coached by a marvelous coaching staff. And, of course, Michelle Winning, who is the only coach that has been the coach here after she coached with Jack Amaro, who unfortunately many of you know passed away a few weeks ago. New Hampshire just learned all about that. But more on that maybe later. I'll comment. Last year, one day after this on the 4th, it was a 2-0 game, Bedford over Winnacunnet. Of course, that was played out in Portsmouth, Exeter, Portsmouth, Northampton, wherever it is.
Yes,
in that area of the state.
That was one of the only games I did not go to last year, oddly enough. It was Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, and it could be for me a month of atonement and it wouldn't be enough. So in that case, we didn't go, and all of a sudden my phone starts blowing up with texts because my daughter, the backup keeper, was in the game because the keeper at the time, Zoe Santos, was down as a result of receiving a red card for stopping. No. It wasn't not anything negative. Just Zoe went after a player and tackled the player, and so they said, all right, you have to go out. Maggie went in. They played a woman down and wound up with a 2-0 win. So that one memorable for us for different reasons, but for the Bulldogs, they had a nice long stretch last year, very good results against some tough teams, and going to Winnacunnet is absolutely a tall order. It's a tall order whenever you have to go in that direction and play soccer. Now, the Portsmouth game last Wednesday night, a tough one. The Bulldogs gave up a goal late in that one. And the Exeter game looked like it was going to be a real challenge. For the Bulldogs, they are down a really crucial part of their offense, that being Kylie Morris, the midfielder. Kylie is down with a slight tear in the quad, so not playing. And as a result, you have others that are stepping up and filling that gap. You have some other players who will flex up and play in that midfield spot, but also two that we would be remiss not mentioning. Lana Morris, 5 goals, lead the team. That's 5th in the state. And Anna Diaz with 7 assists, leading the team, and that's 4th in the state for Anna. So the two of them, things tend to run through those two, and we saw it the other night, or the other day, I should say, against Exeter. Anna, a nice cross. Lana Morris, header into the goal. Bedford took that 2-1 lead, and they didn't relinquish it against a very tough Exeter team.
This game tonight, I wouldn't think would be quite as difficult for the Bedford Bulldogs, but who knows? Winnacunnet doesn't have much of at least recent history appearances in the state tournaments, championships, where obviously our Bulldogs, everybody knows that we've been very strong there. And of course the Portsmouth team was a win in the semifinals just last year, but here we go. Take it away.
The Bulldogs and the Warriors locking horns here tonight. Bedford going, I guess we're only on TV, so I don't need to tell you which direction they're going. They're going right to left across your radio dial, but that really is immaterial at this point. For the Bulldogs, their starting lineup, Callie Spittle manning the net for the Bulldogs. The forwards, Lana Morris, Jess Black handling things up front. Vashi Bajpai playing mid and doing a great job. She was swinging between JV and Varsity early in the season. Now she's here full-time and is starting up there for the Bulldogs. Addie Kiley, Kate Michael, Nora Ripple, all playing on D for Bedford. And Annie Zink, I would be remiss in not mentioning Annie over on the far side. On the near side for us, usually you'll see Kenzie Forrester there. Kenzie not starting. And the one that I need to mention that we haven't mentioned yet, if you are looking right around the 42-yard line, that's McKenna Snow back there, I believe. But Can't see
Unfortunately,
anybody's number, just can see the bright shoes.
yeah, we lost one player for a while there. There was no ball. People on the far side of the field. There's 3 balls on this side. Nothing. We had a corner kick for Bedford.
Corner kick for the Bulldogs into the box, knocked out. It looked like by Winnacunnet, but obviously we don't have the angle that the official has. It will be a Warrior goal kick. On that back line for the Bulldogs, and I feel like last year we did so many games that we really got into the flow of things, but I am typically here just to watch games. The one who tends to give chase on the back line for the Bulldogs is also somebody who can do a lot of damage offensively, and that's McKenna Snow, number 6. And she will flex up as needed, kind of in the role that Araceli Cloutier played last year a fair amount as well. Ball sent back to Snow. Looking near side, nothing there. Instead, goes to the middle to Anna Diaz. Fancy footwork by Anna. And now Jess Black, Lana Morris finds Vashi in the middle, and the ball just out of the reach of Lana. A little scrum in the middle, and nothing doing. Winnacunnet back the other way. For Winnacunnet, go ahead, Bill.
I was just going to say, just first opportunity for Winnacunnet to make an effort to get the ball down into the Bedford end. And looked like it was going okay there, but here we go. Bedford on a nice rush here.
On paper, this would be one that you would expect Bedford to win handily. However, the Bulldogs have had a number of close games against teams that statistically the matchup might have been in Bedford's favor, but the final score has not been. Exhibit A, the Central West game, the Bulldogs won 1-0. Exhibit B, the Portsmouth game that Bedford lost 1-0. And all it really takes in a game like this, as you know, is one play at a critical time. That's Jess Black kicking it into the box, the ball off the hands of the keeper Banks, and looked like it was about to roll out of bounds, but looked like Annie Zink knocked it out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for Winnacunnet. Leading the way for the Warriors, number 19, Moxie Clifford. She's got 10 goals, 4 assists, and then a couple others with half a dozen goals. Sophia Gamaris, a freshman, and Mia Lantane is a sophomore.
Lauren, following up on what you said about this should, on paper, be a fairly easy game for Bedford Bulldogs. The head-to-head competition this far, common opponents. There's 4 teams that we both met so far, and Bedford won all 4 of them. The Winnacunnet record is 2-2 versus the same opponents.
And in case you're wondering, those 2 are a 3-0 loss that Winnacunnet suffered at the hands of Exeter. I portmanteaued the whole thing. And
sorry,
a
I laughed.
3-2. I was laughing at myself. A 3-2 loss that Winnacunnet suffered at the hands of Wyndham, and that one again, a game that Bedford won by the skin of their teeth. They won at 1-0. Winnacunnet was in a defensive position pretty much the entire game. That ball sent up the right side. Looks like Annie Zink giving chase. Ball sent to the middle. Vashi challenges, nothing doing. And now back the other way comes Winnacunnet.
7 consecutive touches on that offensive drive from what on the football field says 40 yards, which obviously is 50 yards away from the goal mouth.
For the Bulldogs, when they are functioning well, you see a lot of short passes and just kind of being patient and waiting for the home run ball. When things aren't good, you see them really sort of force it.
Very much like the boys' squad this year. Same strategy overall.
Vashi tries to play the hop, can't do it. Now it's Lana Morris sending it up left side. Jess Black giving chase with the left foot down in the corner. Now back with the right. Checks middle. Cross from Jess is knocked away by Winnacunnet, and back the other way go the Bulldogs. Just trying to hold it in. Nora Ripple trying, but sent it in. Had a little bit more time than she may have thought.
At kickoff, the temperature here was actually 80 degrees, 81 possibly, which is a pretty big difference compared to the way it's been. I'd much rather be out there if it's 70 or 65.
Big difference from the way it was this morning, too. It was 47.
Yeah, I think there's the meteorologists are forecasting the potential of a number of high temperature records for today and tomorrow. We'll see if that happens, but
interesting.
Be interesting to see at this point in the season if this if the extra temperature affects the physical stamina of these players for both teams.
And for the Bulldogs, also not a ton of humans over on that far side. There are 5 that are over there, I believe, who are eligible to play. And if you're looking, you might see somebody on crutches. That's Kylie Morris. We were talking about Kylie with the slight tear to the quad. Ball held in there by Vashi up the left side. Now battling for it with the Winnacunnet defender, and Winnacunnet ball. Good throw up the near side. Kate Michael with the head gets it to Anna. Anna controls to the middle to Lana. Tried to find Vashi, nothing doing. And Bedford back the other way. The other piece for Winnacunnet, and I learned this talking to one of the parents earlier today, is 21 were on the roster last year for the Warriors. 12 were seniors. So, and they do have a no-cut policy for seniors. So if you've been in the program for 3 years, you will make it your senior year. However, of those 12, you got to figure that there are some impact players in the mix.
Wow. That's for sure.
It is absolutely a rebuilding year when you look at something like that. But Bedford wasn't a whole lot different. They lost 8.
I actually have, I'm not aware of, back during the years that I was involved with, especially actually being the head coach of a soccer
Through ball,
program.
Jess Black battles for it. The Winnacunnet keeper came off her line to get it and wound up knocking the ball away from Lana Morris, and it'll be a goal kick for Winnacunnet. Ball went off of Lana's foot. Continue.
I was just going to say that not familiar with a senior no-cut policy.
That is what they have adopted at Winnacunnet. So at least that is what I've been told as of this moment. So
what I did years ago at Merrimack was there were a couple seniors that had played, and the year that I got there, I talked to them and I said, before the final cuts were made, that it's going to be difficult. I had some difficult decisions to make, but I like them. They seem to be mixed in well, almost like captains would act as a senior great influence.
Yep.
And I said, if you want to stay on the team and you'd be happy with not a lot of playing time, I'll get you in as much as I can, I promise you. And I'd love to have you stick it out if you don't make it, challenging them to, try to do it on their own. And everything worked out really, really well.
high school coaching is a mix of strategy, personality management, and player personnel management, and kind of knowing that as well. It can get a little bit complicated because of having years with players in the program. Of course, you get attached to people too, as people, and so that can sometimes be a difficulty. But we are scoreless almost 9 minutes into this ball game. Fighting for the ball back there. Addie Kiley, the freshman, has done a great job on the back line for the Bulldogs. Now Kate Michael with the left to Vashi, a little touch pass. Now back to the middle to Anna. And Anna winds up winning a 50-50 ball. Now sends it into Lana Morris in the box. Great ball by Anna there. And Lana tried to find forward up on the far side. I believe it was Annie Zink, but unsuccessful. And now Anna controls. Ball sent far side and will go out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick Winnacunnet.
Winnacunnet certainly is playing with a strong numerical advantage defense against us, which I think they have no choice. They have to. And so far it's kind of worked. It's limited to no real shots on goal.
We saw a similar defense run by Wyndham when Bedford played against them, for those of us who went down there to the game. I didn't see Bill down there, so. But Bedford with a shot just to the left. Bulldogs had an opportunity at it, just couldn't convert.
Those shots from outside of the penalty area are the ones that I just feel that they've got to hit, especially tonight, the way things have been going. It's the pressure's on them by the time they get to the 18, and they're not able to turn the ball in or have someone else close enough to make a quick pass for a shot to.
What we saw with Wyndham in a similar situation was they were content to let Bedford expend energy on the offensive end and really play defense and try to get a home run ball and see if they might be able to establish a lead. Now, Wyndham wasn't able to do that. Bedford wound up getting a goal late in the game. Nice ball by Winnacunnet, up and over by Tegan Rooney. And Matry Clifford gave chase, unable to make anything happen now. And now Winnacunnet back the other direction. Has the ball in Bedford's offensive end, and they have a throw. But Wyndham adopted the same exact philosophy of we're just going to hang back. We're going to pack everybody down, and they had a keeper and they had somebody on the front line, and other than that, everybody was playing defense.
Prevent defense, and against the Bedford team tonight, so far it's been working pretty well for them.
And now Winnacunnet sends it in. It's Rooney with the ball. Rooney a little bit, one too many touches probably, and now back the other way, poked away by Anna Diaz, and it will be a throw for Winnacunnet. Emmy Granger to take it. Sends it in. Diaz fighting for the ball there. Now the ball off the foot of Clifford, and Rooney has it. Sent out of there by Jess Black, but still held in by Mia Lantain.
In spite of the strong offensive.
Ball left side coming. Winnacunnet tries to hold the ball. Able to do so. Looked like the Winnacunnet offensive player might have had a shot at drawing a penalty if she had just fallen over there, but stayed on her feet, probably
Yes.
much to her coach's dismay.
That's exactly what I saw.
She kind of went to topple, and she just stayed up.
Yeah. And it's been a very clean game. There's been very, very little contact, but there we just had something.
I didn't see a whole lot of anything.
I don't know what that. Oh, bad throwing. The official on the far side picked his foot up, indicating that it was a bad throw.
There you go.
2 feet, we're not on the ground. You don't see those calls very often.
Winnacunnet, not at the varsity level. Occasionally you will. Sometimes we see them at the JV level, but that ball sent right in. Addie Kiley will get rid of it. Lana fighting for the ball, sends it over, far side. Zink to Vashi. Vashi has it go off her foot, out of bounds. It should be
Bedford.
I was thinking Winnacunnet, but
No, Bedford.
it is a Bedford throw. So the Bulldogs will take it from over there.
And the Bedford defense collapsed very quickly to stifle the Warriors' attack that they were trying to build up, like you had been saying, that give them an opportunity to get the ball down there and maybe they can score.
Diaz sends it into the box. Banks has it go by her. Now it's Jess Black, and a beautiful save by Banks diving toward the line. It'll be a Bedford corner kick over here on the near side. Black had a point-blank shot on Banks. Try saying that 10 times fast. And unable to convert. Great save by the freshman keeper, Julianne Banks.
You create your own tongue twisters.
I
Lauren.
absolutely do.
You do a great job of it, too.
Yeah, I won. It was Black, Banks, and
You're
point
entertaining
blank.
me.
Yes, I appreciate that. Now the ball sent to the middle. Shot up top, up and over. And a miss there. I believe that was Nora Ripple who took the shot number 4 for the Bulldogs. So Bedford's had some good opportunities. The one from Black moments ago, the shot from Ripple, and I believe Kiley had one too.
Coach Winning probably is quite happy right now with the shots now starting to come off. And a couple from right around that penalty area, like I said, I think is their key spot. They've got the ability to challenge the keeper from away.
Ball sent into the Winnacunnet end. Sent back the other way by McKenna Snow. And now Bedford sending it up the far side, but ball knocked away. Winnacunnet will send it right out of there, and it'll be a Bedford throw. I thought, nope, held in there by Winnacunnet. They said it did go out of bounds, so it'll be a Bedford throw from right about the football 36 over on the far side.
We've been talking some of the in the boys' games, the fact that there's been virtually no illegal throw-ins called by the officials that we've seen the entire season so far. And there are a number of them that appear to be somewhat one-handed, supposed to be equal two hands.
Interesting.
Behind the head.
Is it part of a vast conspiracy to rid us of the throw-in? Why are they letting it go, do you think? I say to the former official.
I'd like to know historically where the throw-in came from.
Vashi sends it up top. Lana Morris gives chase. Broken up by Winnacunnet. Now it's Rooney with it. Sent right around midfield. And Addie Kiley had a shot at corralling it. Couldn't do so. And now Winnacunnet comes back the other way, but knocked out of bounds by Kate Michael. It'll be Winnacunnet throw over here on the near side. I'm sure you've done research on why the throw-in exists. Sloan Correa sends the ball up front to Lana Morris, who stops it for Vashi Bajpai, but
Bad communication between the two of them.
yeah, that was just a little bit of a glitch
Assumption,
right there. Lana made the stop, thought she could send it
There
to
they go.
Vashi.
There they
Now
go.
it's Anna to Lana. Lana on the near side. Great job stealing that ball away by Molly Houlihan.
There's one of those strategies. Pick up the ball, see if you'll get a throw in, even though it may not be yours.
Nice direction of the header by Vashi Bajpai. Now Jess Black sends it in, knocked away. And Winnacunnet had it, lost it, and Bedford with the throw. Vashi now will get it to Anna Diaz. Anna's got a shot there, ball deflected, and Banks has it ricochet off of her, but no Bedford offensive player was there to be found. Nobody playing the rebound.
If there was one skill that I'd like to record here tonight so far is the first touch of the ball, the effectiveness, whether it's does something positive or you lose it and it's not. Ooh.
Anna Diaz trying to find Lana a little bit too much.
Bedford's consistently their first touch. It's so important because when the ball's sent to you, you have to know where your opponents are, where your teammates are, and that first touch, do you have space to put it into, to run to it, or keep it with you? Do you have to keep it really close? Are you marked or you're not marked? And the Bedford squad tonight is doing an excellent job of that. The Warriors, not so good. They're losing a lot of the first touch balls. When they touch them, they're going to Bedford.
I will say I know Bedford spends a lot of time working on that in practices. And if you play enough in formation, you'll tend to have a pretty good idea of where everybody is. In the NFL, the guy probably most famous for knowing where everybody else was on every play, Marshall Falk. Always knew linemen, everybody. Everybody's responsibility was him. And for some of these players, Anna Diaz would be one. Lana Morris has been in the program for a while. You sort of get the feeling that they know where everybody's supposed to be. Whether they're there is another matter entirely. Sloan Correa with a header. Now knocking the ball away is Jess Black. Vashi trying to find Sloan. Now Black to the middle. Ball held in by Kylie. Knocked away by Winnacunnet. Diaz pokes it away out of bounds. It'll be a Warrior throw here on the near side. This one's scoreless, and what we have seen from the Bulldogs this season is they draw first blood a lot, but they don't always draw first blood early.
Which hurts. If I was a parent, the coach, they'd be driving me nuts, Lauren.
It's just, takes them a little time to get into the flow of the game. Winnacunnet holds the ball in, now sent away by Snow. Held in by Houlihan. Patches O'Houlihan of dodgeball fame. Now Pacheco sends it in, trying to find Contos on the front line, but can't do it. And it'll be a Bedford goal kick.
We've got, we're not quite to the halfway through this first half. It seems to me like it's been going on for 30 minutes, though.
You coached at the high school varsity level, so you can attest to this. The last 5 minutes of a game when you're winning feel like they take forever. The last 5 minutes of a game when you're losing, you blink an eye and they're done.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Something,
been on both sides
with,
of that.
Yeah, the Einstein theory of relativity in there somewhere. Vashi sends middle, and Lana Morris kind of turned around a little bit on it. Now Banks kicks it into the offensive end. Headed there by Ripple.
Well, that looked like a nice long kick by the keeper. If you were to count the numbers, the sole, I think number 7, I'm not positive, for the Warriors, was surrounded by 4 Bedford players. No advantage in there to kick the ball that far away when there's no one down there.
There was no advantage, and she had a little bit more time. I think she just kind of...
Yes.
I know from looking at stats, the keeper who has seen more time, at least from what I saw, is the senior keeper, Oleniak. And with that said, I can't tell you how many games Banks has played keeper in, but she is certainly younger. She's a freshman keeper, Oleniak a senior, so you wonder if that might enter into the hastiness.
Very possible.
Now the ball sent into the front end. Kate Michael dribbling up the left side. Kate finds Vashi. Vashi plays a ricochet off the defender. Winnacunnet decides they're just going to send it out of bounds, or try to, and it'll be a Bedford throw up here on the near side. Great job by Kate flipping the field by herself. Nobody was pressuring her. Anna using her head back to Addie Kiley. Kate sends it into the middle, and Vashi will battle for the ball right there. Now Lana Morris had a shot at it, couldn't quite come up with it. Lana to Annie Zink on the far side, back to the middle. And she's looking for, she's Butch Cassidy, she's looking for the Sundance Kid. Sundance wasn't there on that one.
Sundance was out by the 18. That's
Yep.
the spot on the field where I used to tell my players, just put it there. And somebody better be there, or I'll take you out. Have somebody else go to that spot. We used to practice that one a lot.
Bedford up the offensive end. It was McKenna Snow orchestrating that. Now it's Annie Zink, and Annie trying to send a cross in or draw a corner kick, and able to do neither. Winds up being a goal kick.
Couple
for
subs
Winnacunnet.
for Winnacunnet coming in there, Lauren.
About
I can see 2 white shirts. That's it. I can't see numbers of any type on those jerseys.
The numbers are hard to make out, although it is certainly easier to read the numbers than it is to read the numbers on the back of the Bulldog jerseys. The black and red provides really no contrast. Winnacunnet fighting for the ball. Diaz will steal it, gets it to Kate. Back near side to Jess Black. Good job, Jess, stealing the ball away. Now Lana Morris trying to beat her defender off the dribble. Looking for somebody open. Now to McKenna Snow. Snow very fast from that back line. Finds Annie Zink on the far side, but out of the reach of Zink. And it'll be a corner kick. And I'll tell you, it takes a lot to out-kick Annie Zink, as Kevin Gibbs, who's our public address announcer, knows from watching her run up and down the basketball court. He nods his head.
The girls basketball, girls soccer here has been doing very, very well.
It has. I'm
Since
looking
the
forward to
opening.
watching the girls team. That's a high kick. Bedford will have a free kick there. Looking forward to watching the girls this year, as they hope to send Lana McCarthy and several other seniors out with a title. No pressure, coach. Header off the head of Morris, handled by the keeper Banks.
Let's see this punt. How this is this a freshman punt or? Yeah.
Right off the dome of Jess Black, held in by Winnacunnet. Everybody's just trying to get rid of that ball. I'm not sure why. Off the chest of Lana Morris. The left foot of Lana off the post. Somebody followed that and kicked out of bounds by the Warriors. And I don't know how that one didn't go over the end line.
Wow.
She was facing that direction and somehow kicked it sideways. But regardless,
I think she hit with her left foot. I'm pretty sure. We could see it on replay if Andrew had a magic touch.
there was Dale Bird involved in the mix.
Yes.
Where's Dale when
Yep.
we need him?
Yeah, I saw his name in one of my notes from last year.
Ball sent over to the far side. It will be a Winnacunnet throw. Lana Morris had one heck of a shot at that one, past the diving keeper Banks. But for about 4 inches to the left, Bedford be leading 1-0, and still we're still scoreless.
Yeah, it looked like it had a little bit of, in quote, top spin to the right. That's why I'm pretty sure it was her left foot that she struck it with. And
Makes it harder on the keeper for sure, but unfortunately hard to get in too.
Great idea.
Yep.
And the fact that she kept it down and she didn't hit it real hard and just blasted it out. It was nice. It shows skill. I like that play.
Throw in from Kate Michael off the Winnacunnet defender Granger. And now Kate with another throw, looks to the middle, finds Emma Peterson. Now Petey fighting for the ball there. Nothing doing. And Snow will stick the offensive player for Winnacunnet. Now Bedford has another shot. Jess Black looking to the middle, finding Lana Morris. And again, Winnacunnet able to break up that connection. And now the Warriors back the other way. Up the left side, Winnacunnet streaking to the ball ahead of the defender. And wound up just taking herself out on that one, did the Winnacunnet offensive player. Winnacunnet still got a shot over there. Ball in the middle. Callie Spittle will see her first real action of the game and head out to the 6 and pick up the ball.
And the note was that ball came from near the goal line out towards the penalty spot. Instead of going to the goal, the ball came back and gave that other player of the Winnacunnet forward an opportunity. She just had an extra step. Could have been a goal. A surprising 1-0.
Lantain is heading off, and it looks like Pacheco is coming back. Winds up taking the throw in right around midfield. McKenna Snow disrupts that. And now back the other way, the speedster for Winnacunnet up the left side, but ball knocked out of bounds. Not quite certain who that masked woman is. Can't pick up that number from over here. And ball once again knocked away. It will be a corner kick upcoming for the Warriors. Clock continues to run. 13:20 remain here in the first half. Good crowd here tonight. Beautiful weather. I contrast this to some other early October games that I've been at where it feels like you see snowflakes. This one a little bit different. Ball sent in. Streaking Winnacunnet player tried to find her teammate. Unable to do so, and ball sent out of bounds by the Bulldogs. Winnacunnet throw. That one not a wonderful use of a great opportunity.
No, it looks like there should be one more Warrior player that moves up to get a little bit of a man advantage in there. They've got a midfield hanging back. That defensive strategy that you talked about, Lauren. They've got to transition when the ball gets near that goal line, though, to put on an attack.
Absolutely do. That throw in into the Winnacunnet offensive end. Sent into the box. Spittle comes out. And the Winnacunnet offensive player had an amazing shot at that one. Callie was focused right side as she should have been, trying to break up the cross, and it was a perfect cross. The player just didn't quite get over the ball. That was Pacheco who had the shot at it. And we are not far from it being 1-0 Winnacunnet, believe it or not.
And that ball made it to the player as it came back.
Great cross.
Very nicely played. Like you said, almost. The surprise. The other thing that can happen when you get down there, of course, is the potential of getting the ball into the box and getting a penalty kick called.
Yep. Initiating a little bit of contact.
And I would hate to see in this game, especially at that end, regardless whether I'm representing Bedford or Winnacunnet, to have a game decided on a call like that unless it's blatant.
Right.
But the way this is going, we've seen very, very few fouls.
Ball left side. Jess Black gives chase. Can't get to it. And it will be a Winnacunnet throw over here on the near side.
Some of the news articles following Jack Amara's death a couple weeks ago, Michelle Winning, the Bedford coach, who played for him. I think it's 27 state championships that he was part of at West, the only place he ever officiated. And he coached. One of the things that he coached was pretty hard play for girls to run through the ball. And Winning definitely has her girls doing that. Tonight you can see it a little bit more than Winnacunnet, but on some nights it's really clear how they gain an advantage with a little extra physical game that back when Jack started coaching, girls soccer was pretty new. It wasn't that popular. Boys soccer was much more physical, but now some of the games are very similar. Hard to tell.
It is different when you're watching, and it depends who's playing whom, right?
Oh, there's a whistle.
Had a Bedford player go down on the far side, helped up. But the Bedford Exeter game the other day did get physical. JV game also physical. And when you look at it, the higher the quality of play and the more precise the teams are, that can happen. Bedford's got a kick over from the far side, sent into the box. A couple players had a shot at it, and it winds up being knocked out of bounds. I'm not sure which team knocked it, but from everybody's action, I'm going to guess it's a Winnacunnet goal kick.
That the official looked like he was moving over to instruct the Winnacunnet players to back off. They were probably no more than 5 yards away from the ball.
Yeah, they weren't far from the ball.
And yet he did do nothing, and it wasn't like Bedford was trying to do a quick kick, so he wasn't taking away that advantage if they wanted to do it. I know that one of the people watching one of the boys' games recently commented that the official had a number of times had not moved the wall back anywhere near the 10 yards that they should be positioned at.
That seems to be, and obviously I've never officiated a soccer game, but that seems to be one of the most elemental things that you should do before you allow the kick to take place.
Absolutely.
Ball down in Winnacunnet's offensive end. Ball sent back to the middle. Nice offensive play, I should say, by Winnacunnet. Now Bedford knocks it away. Ball sent up and into the box by Winnacunnet. Headed out by Addie Kiley, and now Lana Morris will have shot at one, plays it with her head, looking up the line and trying to find Jess Black, but couldn't quite control it well enough. Did a great job controlling it, and Kate Michael sends it into the offensive end before it's sent out by Winnacunnet. 8:20 left here in half number one, scoreless, and Kate will take the throw. And Anna Diaz sends it back to her, and Kate just sends it over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for Winnacunnet.
8 minutes to go here. Time's been going a little bit quicker now, at least in my mind.
Do you have somewhere to
after
be?
that be.
Do you have a date?
I have a date with dinner.
What is dinner tonight? Is it Hungry Man with turkey?
No, I think it's going to be a leftover sandwich from the trip to Saratoga. But I'm a hungry man. I'm a hungry man right now.
Yeah, there you go. The concession stand is open, featuring pizza. Get some snacks, probably. Just saying.
Ooh, okay.
You know,
I could.
the food is not as good as it was on Saturday. I will say that, but it's hard to beat that. Bedford with it. Addie Kiley finding some space, gets it to Jess Black, now to the middle. And Michael unable to disrupt it, but Kiley winds up popping in, gets it back to Snow. Snow to Ripple over on the far side, right in the middle of the field, I should say, to Diaz. Now Anna back over to the far side and sent up the line, but Bedford with a lot of consecutive touches. I'm not keeping track like Bill Klein does, but all I can say is they are controlling possession at this point. The other day, of course, raising money for the Charlie's Team Foundation as part of the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation. And we had some raffles going on. We also had a dunk tank, but we had a concession stand, cooking burgers, and chicken tenders from the Puritan back room, and donuts, bagels, cupcakes, you name it. I ate it all. No lie.
Now I understand how you look a little not quite as slim and
oh no, I'm still that way.
You
still
are.
that way.
I know.
It goes right through.
I wish my metabolism was like that, Lauren.
Ball sent into the offensive end. Lana Morris with a shot at it. And we have a whistle, but not clear where it was or on whom it was.
It's probably offsides. Strangely, yeah, it was offsides. It would have been offsides.
It didn't look like anybody was past the last defensive player, but
it was according to the official over here on this side.
It looked like there was another player, Bedford player, sneaking around. But
if there's no one near someone and the whistle blows and they put the ball way back there, it's anything else would be a direct free kick, and he had his hand up for indirect. So
interesting. That is why we have you here, the official. Ball far side, sent right off of Vashi. Now played back to the middle. Bedford fighting for it. Diaz giving chase. Pokes it away from her own teammate. Both chasing after the same ball. It'll be a Winnacunnet throw. About 5 minutes left here in half number one of a scoreless game, I should say, in case anybody's listening and not watching. Bulldogs have had a chance. Jess Black with a good shot. A couple other shots from farther out. Now Winnacunnet's got a good shot at the ball. Ripple had an opportunity for it, missed it, and instead the Winnacunnet left forward winds up booting it out of bounds off of a Bedford player, and it will be a Winnacunnet corner kick over on the far side.
After tonight, the next game for Bedford, is on the 5th.
It's not just
They'll be playing at Nashua
It's contagious.
South. An afternoon game, 4 o'clock.
Businessman special. That one is Thursday. Ball sent into the box by Winnacunnet off the head of the Bedford player, disrupting it. Now, Winnacunnet somehow emerges from it, does Isabel Needham, and Bedford sends it out, and it's controlled there by Houlihan. 4 minutes remaining here in half number 1. Ball sent into the box. Callie Spittle will touch the ball. An infrequent occurrence in today's game. Now the ball sent to McKenna Snow. Snow dribbling past the 40. Gets it to Lana Morris. Lana looking up left side. Jess Black was there. It stopped. And Morris had sent it to her assuming she was still going. Now Black tries to send it to the middle. Can't find it. To Anna Diaz. Diaz checks it away. Now Diaz to Morris. Now back to Diaz. And Diaz had it go off of the Winnacunnet defensive player, so we thought.
I thought so too.
She thought so too, and very quickly was told, no. It's a goal kick.
At least the official was in the field instead of way out off the touch line on the far side.
If you make that call, you got to make it early, and they did.
And he did, yeah. It was
make it
emphatic,
confidently.
quick,
Yep.
confident. It's like the whistle or a called third strike in baseball. That's when you wind up and you let everybody know that this is what it is.
Unless you're Angel Hernandez. And in that case, just keep your hands in your pants. In your pockets, I should say. Unless you want Bryce Harper to chuck his helmet into the stands.
I have to remember that you are the ace when it comes to baseball.
Useless baseball knowledge of your guy.
Oh, my gosh.
Phone a friend. Winnacunnet with a goal kick. 0-0. In case Sean Diaz is watching from home, at least he'll know that I'm speaking his language instead of this nothing madness that I keep talking about. Ball up left side. Winnacunnet with another chance. Now continuing up the left side, Winnacunnet whacked out of bounds by Snow. And it will be Winnacunnet throw. Kind of hurried, too. Almost wonder about that one.
Yeah.
Like, you have a possession. Wait till you get numbers.
They're probably frustrated because they haven't had that many opportunities to get a decent shot.
We're all starting our stopwatches at the same time in the hope that we're correct and jibe with what the official had, but nearly impossible. Kenzie Forrester sends it near side. Now Lana Morris with it. Looking, finds Kenzie left side. Kenzie making a move up the left side, being guarded closely, fights for the ball, does a great job to keep it alive. Again, still fighting for the ball before it's checked away by Winnacunnet, and the Warriors clear it out. About a minute and 20 left here in half number 1. Ball sent far side, intercepted, and back the other way come the Warriors, and a foot race to the ball.
Jeez.
Absolutely flying was Molly Houlihan, got there. Wound up setting the ball off the Bedford defender. It'll be a Winnacunnet throw. And this is where, if you're the Warriors,
Bedford player down,
you want to take that quick second and set up.
I think we might see the clock stop here, which we just did. A little less than a minute.
Not sure if that's an injury or a shoe issue.
No, it was. I think she went down.
We have not seen any movement on the part of the
Coaching,
athletic training staff
true.
or coaching staff.
Which would lead to believe
Shoe.
that you're correct.
Andrew
Shoe.
Fenn says shoe. It's got to be the shoes, as Mars Blackman used to say. I got a chuckle out of Kevin Gibbs. I know I'm doing something right. Scoreless game, about 50 seconds remain here in the first half. I'm not doing much right, but I made Gibbs laugh, so that. And now the ball sent into the box on the throw, cleared out by Diaz. On the far side, it'll be another Winnacunnet throw in this scoreless game. And again, for the Bulldogs, Winnacunnet has played largely, to your point, a prevent defense. And you need to make sure that you don't give them that one chance that they're able to take advantage of and leave yourself in the lurch. The Bulldogs now have an opportunity. Diaz has to beat her defender. Finds Kenzie Forrester up the left side. Kenzie looking middle, trying to find Lana Morris. Nothing doing there. Sends the ball out of bounds, does Winnacunnet. And that will just about do it for the first half of play. So
there it is.
Bill, a lot of back and forth we saw in this half. Bedford, Winnacunnet socking everybody back on D by and large. And that strategy, at least for the first 40 minutes, appears to have worked.
And I would think that the Winnacunnet coach is probably satisfied with that first half. And Bedford side, not so happy. Having not scored and had control of the ball probably 75% of the time. A lot of good touches, great teamwork, working together, but only came up with, that one shot that was truly good that just went off the upright.
There you go. So after 20 minutes, we are scoreless. We'll be back to you in about 10 minutes for the second half. Bedford nothing, Winnacunnet nothing. You are watching Bedford High School Girls Soccer on BCTV. Welcome back to what Kevin Gibbs called the Boneyard earlier today, which, hey, why not? I've never heard it called that, but today might be the day. Lauren Fox alongside Bill Klein, a 0-0 match here at Bulldog Stadium in lovely Bedford, New Hampshire on a beautiful late August day. Well, it feels like late August, but it's actually October 3rd. And this one, surprisingly scoreless. The Bulldogs came in just one loss, Winnacunnet 5-3-1. Now Bedford looking with a scripted play right off the bat and broken up there. Sloan Correa into the middle, out of the reach of Vashi, and now sent back in toward the keeper Banks, who almost had an eluder over the end line. That would have been an unfortunate break for the Warriors.
Yeah, I don't want to see a goal scored with something like that.
If you're Bedford, you would take any goal scored. You're not going to be super concerned about it. Vashi far side looking. Now the ball sent back to the middle. Lana Morris with it. Ball poked away by Winnacunnet. And now the Bulldogs back on the offensive end again.
Good example of that first touch control by Bedford.
Makes a difference. And in that first possession, it looked like they were going to try to exploit the middle of the field, but nothing doing. And now a really weird one. Winnacunnet had a chance to either send the ball up or send the ball out, and really haphazardly just booted it over the end line. I don't really have a whole lot of reasoning for that one. Corner kick from the Bulldogs into the box, rattles through the box. Now Winnacunnet sends it to the left, and some contact over here on the near side. No call. As Clifford initiated that contact with the Bedford player, but no call, and that's usually one where you would see that contact or see that foul called.
Yeah, I was surprised. When he put his arm up, I thought he was signaling the direction for a kick, not the throw. Very few whistles tonight. And very few whistles have been needed, which is okay.
Reasonably
nothing wrong with
clean game. The throw being taken by Winnacunnet. I believe that's 19, Moxie Clifford, who took the throw. Difficult to discern whether that's a 9 or a 4 on her back, but I did hear somebody yell, "Great throw, Mox." So unless I'm hearing things, that would stand to reason. Now the Bulldogs, Jenna Dindorf will take the throw, get it in. Sloan Correa has it off her leg. Now the Bulldogs trying to corral the ball. Jenna just got away with a handball, but we won't tell anybody except for the people we already told. Now Lana Morris to Anna Diaz. Fancy footwork from Anna. Ball sent out of bounds by Winnacunnet. Will be a Bulldog throw taken by Anna. Look into the middle. Finds Sloan. Sent out by Winnacunnet. Now to Jenna. To Vashi. Vashi look into the middle. Tried to find Lana Morris, but a little bit out of the reach of Lana, and then holds it in with her head, does Vashi. And Winnacunnet content really to have 9 players back on D, 1 up front. And that one player had a decent shot. The ball poked away by McKenna Snow. And now Winnacunnet on what has been shown today to be offense. They're content to leave everybody back unless the ball is in the Bedford end. And then they might send a couple up for it.
You go foul called here, maybe? Unless the ball just happened to be out of bounds. I don't think it was out of bounds because there's a sub waiting to come in, and the sub's not coming in, so it must have been a foul.
Somebody, yep, looked like it. Somebody on the Bedford side might have had an equipment malfunction as well. Not like the Super Bowl, though. Ball sent in.
Nice long one.
Yep. Great ball, but a little bit out of the reach of the Bulldogs up the far side. And now held in by Winnacunnet. Another ball up front. Vashi will give chase to the end line, but nothing doing there. It's always interesting to watch a game after the field flips and realize exactly who we've been guessing was in that far corner the whole time. We were surmising that it was Annie Zink, but yeah, now we know it's Annie, beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, the other aspect of the flipping the end of the half, it's sometimes you can see that a coach must have instructed the team or the players got together and said, we got to do something different. I don't really see any necessarily coaching impact here, anything being done different by either side so far.
Can't imagine what that would be on a day like this. Winnacunnet into the front end. Maitre Clifford now sends it to the middle. And Winnacunnet will hold it in. Taylor Burness has it taken away, and now Winnacunnet back the other way, sends the ball out of bounds. It'll be a Bedford throw on the far side. 34-30 remain here in this Division I matchup. Bulldogs come in. One blemish. That was last Wednesday at the hands of the Portsmouth Clippers. Bulldogs 9-1. And Winnacunnet coming in 5-3-1. Now it's McKenna Snow, that burst of speed right through the middle. Snow, right foot, just to the right of the net. Good shot by McKenna. I wonder who would have been a better running back. Her brother Colby, who helped lead the Bulldogs to a state championship last year, or McKenna. You get the feeling watching McKenna, she runs, and it's like the parting of the Red Sea.
She does come out strong.
And she's 0 to 60 quick.
And what did they? Was it this season that they've had female kickers on the fields? But this year a bowl series team had a first time a female played defense. I believe it was a defensive position.
College down in Virginia.
Yes.
And they had a female play safety. And they also, up in Canada, had a young lady by the name of Maya Carter who won a game for her team with a field goal in overtime.
Oh, I love that.
Pretty sweet. Coach gave a great speech after the game. If you haven't seen it, hit YouTube. Bedford yelling, get rid of it. Jenna Dindorf instead sends it out of bounds. And it'll be Winnacunnet throw over here on the near side. Molly Houlihan will send it in. Anna Diaz with a header. Controls it, another header. Train seal. Somehow gets through the middle. Anna looking right, has Annie Zink. Turns on the Jets, does Annie. And the defender for Winnacunnet able to get back and make a play.
Speaking of women's sports and girls' sports, if you have not been following the Bedford High girls volleyball team, you're missing a treat. They are amazing. They're 11-0 and looking for their third straight state championship. Fourth, 3. That's right, because Hollis, previous to Bedford losing to the last time that Hollis Brookline won, they did hit 4 in a row. So Anna McCann's Lady Bulldogs are looking for another championship.
An infraction called. McKenna Snow will take the kick from the near side. A header in the box, nothing doing. Winnacunnet will send it up the line. Snow has it off her shin now. And Winnacunnet trying to send it out just over the head of, I believe that was it's Emma Peterson, I should say. No, it's Kate Michael. Trying to put together the pieces I have as I'm looking behind 2 panes of glass, 2 panes of tinted glass up here on a beautiful early fall evening. Scoreless game, 31 minutes are left here. Winnacunnet trying to just find a way to get one across. But for the Bulldogs, they have certainly had their opportunities. Looks like they have another one here. Anna Diaz looking up the line, finds Annie Zink. Annie holds it in. Now Annie up to Lana Morris. Lana on the end line. Had the ball, thought it was knocked out of bounds by the Winnacunnet player. But instead, the official will say a goal kick. Lana, I think, thought that the ball was last touched by Winnacunnet as well.
A couple other team highlights at this point in the season. The Bulldog field hockey team is 7-4-2. Their next game is on the 4th here at home versus National North at 4 o'clock.
Have you ever done field hockey on radio or TV?
I've done field hockey for one season as a parent.
Okay.
My daughter and a group of her friends that were playing the varsity soccer team at a close-by high school all decided they weren't having fun anymore, and the group of 5 or 6 of them all switched from from soccer to field hockey, of which none of them had ever played at all. And that unspecified team, Merrimack High School, won more games that season, and the kids had so much fun. It was a blast. It was fun to go out there and watch them. That's the only game I've ever been to.
And then
to tell you the truth.
They stopped.
Well, they were seniors. They graduated, and a couple of the girls went on.
Hockey.
My daughter played out college. She was on a crew team and soccer out in Chicago.
Winnacunnet knocks the ball away up the far side, and Bedford will disrupt that. And it will be a Winnacunnet throw up the far side. I would be as useless as a bicycle is to a fish if I was broadcasting field hockey. And it's debatable whether I'd be more useless doing that or lacrosse. But either way, I would not really provide any value to anybody at any point for either of those games, outside of knowing when a goal is scored, which we haven't seen one of those yet. Still scoreless. 28-50 remain here at Bulldog Stadium. Of course, we'll get bonus soccer if this thing is knotted up after 80 minutes, but for the Bulldogs, that is not what they're hoping for.
There you see one of the significant rule changes over the years, where it used to be that goal kick had to leave the goal area before it could be played by any other player of either team, and now it's a free ball after it's touched.
Snow over to the far side.
The attacking team just has to be outside the box when the ball is initially played. Other than that, defenders can be anywhere, and we see a lot of those short balls now that teams try to start a attack with from the back.
How long ago was that rule changed?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I don't remember, but I don't think it was much more than about 10 years, but I'm not sure,
Okay.
Lauren.
Throw comes in off of a Winnacunnet player's head, and it will be a throw from the far side. For the Bulldogs, they've had several chances, not a ton of them. Jess Black had a wonderful one that the keeper Banks made a stop on. Lana Morris had one that, had it been about 4 inches to the left, be Bedford 1, Warriors nothing. And Winnacunnet had a chance as well, a ball that Callie Spittle had made a dive on, but unable to corral it. The Winnacunnet player missed the net by a bit, and now Winnacunnet on the charge sends the ball into the center and sent out of bounds by the Bulldogs. It'll be a Winnacunnet throw from the far side.
Bedford football team is in sole possession of overall first place. However, with the Pinkerton also being undefeated, having beaten Londonderry, that could question the end of the season. Who would see who if they go to the very end, and the seeds. Pinkerton could be seated ahead of us, even though we've had a distinguished 200 and something points scored to only 3 allowed.
Vashi to Anna, now back to Anna from about the 30. The football season rocking and rolling. Lana Morris has it taken away. Now the Bulldogs will send it into the box off the head of Anna, and it will trickle out of bounds. It'll be a Winnacunnet throw. I have watched a number of games. I've watched games from in here as well with the Bulldogs playing, and they have an abundance of riches, and it's almost too many players for that one football that's out there. And couple that with the fact that when you win a game against Goffstown by the score of 61-0, you have some players who are out of the game and in their street clothes awfully early.
Showered up.
Yep, they're long done. Player dragged down. I don't know how Anna Diaz was able to inflict that kind of pain on somebody, but she was whistled for it, at least in the opinion of the official. I mean, it's Anna. She's not, she's not going to drag anybody down, but
No, I don't think.
nevertheless got popped for it regardless.
She's a lot bigger than she was last year, but as far as a lot bigger, she's still petite.
Indeed. Ball sent in by Winnacunnet. That'll be Snow trying to break it up. Now back the other way comes Bedford. Anna with it. Now Vashi. Ball sent back to the middle. Now Vashi controls it. Great ball control there. Gets it to Anna Diaz, who might be more comfortable running with a ball in front of her than just running in general. And the ball sent in by the Bulldogs. Handled by Banks, the Winnacunnet keeper. Oh, dude. Vashi and the Winnacunnet player both went right after the ball. And some inadvertent contact. Vashi whistled for it, but that one absolutely looked an awful lot like a football play.
I would not have been upset if there was no call on that.
It's a hard one not to make a call on just based on how it looks.
Yeah.
Like, I would agree with you. It's two players converging on a ball.
Playing the ball, both upright. The Bedford player did not lean into the Warrior. Oh, boy.
Ball stolen away. Clifford with it. Now with a shot. Spittle dives to her right. Comes up with it. All of a sudden, you look and you say, man, it's that one play. And Clifford didn't get as crisp of a touch on that ball. Had she, now talking a different situation. Pacheco tried to get over the head of the Bedford defender. Nothing doing. And now back the other way, Winnacunnet. And Banks has some time. Instead gets it over to her defender to the right, but not crisp and clean. Winds up getting knocked out of bounds by the Bulldogs. It'll be a Winnacunnet throw, but looks like a Warrior got dinged in the foot, and somebody will be, I'm guessing, coming in to replace her. She came up looking like that didn't feel so hot.
It's been totally different than the first half, actually. It's been back and forth, but just kind of not real consistent play from either team. Neither team's controlling the match.
Bedford started out this half looking like they just might.
Yes, they did.
And now a player knocked down. Vashi Bajpai knocked down by, I believe that was Taylor Burness. And this Winnacunnet team is on the young side. We talked about the fact they had 12 seniors last year. Many of the Winnacunnet players that we are seeing out there are younger. A lot of freshmen seeing time, some sophomores seeing time as well. But the same thing can be said for the Bulldogs as well.
And they do have a larger squad. When they get to the tournament, there's a limit to the number of players. But I think during the season there is no limit prescribed by the rules, NHIAA. So who would cover that versus the federation themselves?
Ball sent back in by Winnacunnet, cleared out by Snow. I don't remember what the number was. I thought it was 18, but I believe that might be for baseball. And it may be 21 or 22.
And off the top of my head, I'm not positive, but it's either 16 or 18 for the tournament. I think 18.
It may be 18.
I think you're right.
You're also limited on the number of coaches / managers that you are able to carry at any given time. Ball sent near side. Vashi with it. Jess Black now back to Vashi. Now to the middle. Ball sent up to Lana Morris, or in the direction of Morris, I should say. She couldn't do anything with it. For these Bulldogs, when you look at some of these more recent games, that Exeter game, they fell behind 1-0, won it 2-1. Goffstown fell behind 1-0, won it 2-1. Concord scored one early. McKenna Snow scored one off a set piece, and they won that game 1-0. And then that Portsmouth game, the Clippers scored in the second half, and that was the difference. But it has been not a relaxing season for Michelle Winning's squad, or for the players, or for the parents for that matter. Ball back to the middle. Spinning around, Forrester, left foot off the Winnacunnet defender and trickles out of bounds. It'll be a Bedford corner kick over on the far side.
Looking for an opportunity here to get a good delivery service into the box there, and see if Bedford can't pick up a goal on this and reduce that stress level.
Kenzie with the right foot, bit of a line drive off of somebody's foot.
Got
and
nothing.
I'm judging from the fact that nobody from Bedford is staying near the corner. Well, it's going to be a Winnacunnet goal kick.
Hey, extending your comments there about the games and the goals and whatnot, the kind of significant that they've scored 22 times, allowed only 5, and that compares to Winnacunnet, who actually scored a few more goals than we have, 27, but they've given up 17 goals.
Yep. And I think part of it would probably also have to do for the fact that you're the defending state champs, and people are gunning for you, and they're strategizing for you. Whereas if you're Winnacunnet going to play against Central West, for example, well, you might see more of a vanilla game plan.
Very true.
Snow collects the ball, sends it toward the middle. Picked off there by Liana Pacheco. Pacheco, a big kick. And that one is over the head of Callie Spittle and into the net. How do you like that? She connected on that one from about 41 yards out, did Pacheco. And it looked for all the world like it was going to go over the crossbar. Spittle was out a little bit on it, and it went over her head and in.
Absolutely amazing. I saw that back roughly 30 years ago. My daughter scored one for Merrimack from about the same place in the field. I'm yelling out, shoot, shoot, hit it, hit
That's
it.
not a high percentage shot.
No,
I
but
mean,
you know
she
what?
shot it from the football 31.
Oh, that was, in quote, perfect. And I think the keeper would have had a difficult time even if she'd been back 10 yards closer.
I think if she had held the line, it would have been tough to get.
Yeah.
But you give yourself sort of a better opportunity. And I mean no disrespect when I say this, you don't necessarily expect that somebody's going to be shooting that from there.
No, absolutely not. However, complacent, not really being in the game where she's not played the ball very much at all.
That's
you know,
tough. And
yeah.
it is tough when your team has sort of controlled things in the offensive end, and now Bedford's got some work to do. Of course, they fell behind Goffstown 1-0, tied it very late, and scored one in overtime. They fell behind Exeter 1-0, tied it before halftime, and scored a game winner late on that the Diaz to Morris connection.
And I'm thinking right now, Lauren, what you said early was that when I was talking about the defensive play, the number of players back for Winnacunnet, trying to slow us down, and you said looking for that one opportunity.
One
to
home
go
run
down the
ball.
field.
Yep.
Home run. That was in quote almost a grand slam.
And that was like the wild draw for an Uno for sure. Strange. And now Winnacunnet can sort of do what they've been doing through the game, which is sock everybody back on D and sort of kill some time. And Winnacunnet here will just send it out of bounds, near side. Bedford trails 1-0 on an unlikely goal from Liana Pacheco. Now Winnacunnet disrupts that Bedford passing lane. And again, we'll just send it out of bounds. You don't want to get too back on your heels if you're Winnacunnet. And I know you know this as a guy who's coached and ref for years, but you're definitely in the catbird seat when you have that 1-0 lead, and McKenna Snow threading the needle through the defense. McKenna fighting through, nothing doing. Winnacunnet back the other way. Looks like Pacheco with it, and now Snow divested her of the ball, but also got called for a penalty along the way.
Yeah, this is got to be really tough for the Bedford, especially the coach, but the players on the field who've played so well, and then that one ball that just, almost like a penalty kick in a way, where it was just the ball, the one player that kicks it, and the goalkeeper.
Sent in by Winnacunnet, held in there by the Warriors. Pacheco sends it over, a header.
Dangerous.
Now the ball is in the box, very dangerous. A header, the ball still loose in the box. Winnacunnet fighting for it, and they are showing that while they are willing to play back on defense, they are also not going to surrender offensively either.
And that challenge, just Winnacunnet winning the ball back there, we weren't seeing that in the first half.
If you're the Bulldogs at this point in the game, well, it's tempting to panic and try to feel like you have to do all this at once, but it's got to be one pass at a time, one possession at a time. Still plenty of time. But for the Bulldogs, if you're panicked a little bit and you're trying to erase a 10-point lead in basketball by shooting threes, well, that might not be the answer. Ball through the middle, Morris taken out there, and we will see where that penalty is assessed. It looked like it was just outside the 18.
I'm darn sure it's outside, yeah.
But regardless, that's going to be a tough shot for Winnacunnet to defend, that's for sure.
Great opportunity. A couple games ago, Elliot Texera had a ball a little further out than that in the boys' game, and boy, he plugged it into the net really nicely. I want to see 10 yards here. This is frustrating me, my friend.
That is roughly, that's 10. I mean, that's playing on a football field helps out. We can actually measure.
No, look at it's just inside. It's like on the 9, and they're ahead by 2 or 3 yards. That's only 6 yards.
That's almost 10. Now the ball sent near side. McKenna Snow. Snow controlling it into the box. Banks one-hops it. And Bedford had success using a similar play to that against Concord. Similar situation on a set piece, and McKenna Snow converted that one goal against the Tide. But lightning does not strike twice for Bedford. 14-10 remains here in the game.
I thought about
now Vashi with it, just inside the 18, left foot into the box. And was that off of a Warrior?
No.
They say no. You thought about
becoming an assessor. Now, I lost my appetite when you started talking Hungry Man meal. That goes back too many years. Oh, my gosh. I thought about becoming an assessor. And you know what I realized? I'd be too tough. I would tell them the truth. I would say you really should do this and you should do that. And
an assessor of what?
Soccer officials.
Soccer officials. I was thinking like homes, real estate values. I didn't know. Like, yeah.
Yeah, how could, yeah.
It's,
why would you not, yeah.
With any job, though, regardless of whether it's soccer or soccer officiating or baseball or what have you, there needs to be somebody who can, in an inoffensive way, tell it to you straight.
Yep. And the New Hampshire Soccer Association.
Association.
Yes. Dun, 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 dun. The association has historically had assessors that go out, but they're concentrating on new officials, helping develop them. And then when the tournament comes, they show up at
oh boy,
my goodness.
Pacheco trying to make lightning strike twice, shot from about the football 25, and it was one hop to Callie Spittle, and literally Pacheco's got this dialed in because it's on turf, and she was playing it to bounce over Callie's head, which it darn near did. Wow. And Callie knocked it off of the football upright, and it came back into play. But, of course, as you can see, it is a corner kick that is well in front of the circle, by the way, Bill Klein. And Winnacunnet pops it up and off the upright. Somebody's got to take the magnet out of the ball and the upright.
The Lord works in mysterious ways on that one.
Yeah,
it was well totally outside, and not any of the ball was over the line.
As Coach Gibbs would say, the die never lies.
And
I'm trying to see how many other sports references I can make to cover up the fact that everybody has watched my soccer knowledge increase over the last 2 years, but I would not say it's exponential.
Me.
Yes, including you. That one knocked away by McKenna Snow. Snow, full head of steam underneath. The ball poked away there. Aggressive defensive play by the sophomore Taylor Burness. And now Jenna Dindorf will send the throw in. Zink can't catch it. Neither can Diaz. And Winnacunnet will control and tries to hold the ball in. And probably better for Winnacunnet, they didn't hold it in right there. Jess Black's throw to Morris. Morris sends it to the middle. Diaz with a header. Vashi with it, looking, sends it off of, I believe, a Winnacunnet player. Kind of an unorthodox kick, and it did not go off a Winnacunnet player, merely went out of bounds, and it'll be a Winnacunnet goal kick from here.
From a sportsmanship standpoint, I don't like the gamesmanship of the Winnacunnet players that are encroaching on those free kicks consistently. The ball outside the quarter circle there for that corner. But they can do it.
What?
And if they can get away with it, well.
So as the non-soccer guy in the booth, or I am a soccer guy now, but Winnacunnet player trips herself on the ball, Bedford winds up stealing it. What is the advantage of moving the ball up 6 inches out of that circle?
Simply the rules. Or you are getting yourself a little space away from the corner flag.
Even still, though, if you're a right-footed kicker, you're fine right there. You should be good.
Yes.
To me, it's the equivalent of when you move your ball mark in golf an inch to get yourself an inch closer to the hole. A putt that's 5'11" and a putt that's 6 feet aren't materially different.
Well, in the United States, we call the soccer rules.
Yes.
Internationally, what are they called?
Recommendations?
No, they're the laws.
Oh, really?
Laws of the game.
I like that.
And it puts a little extra emphasis maybe on the fact that you're breaking the law when you do that. And it's there for a reason, because otherwise, how far out could you put it? This far, that far, 2 inches, 3 inches, a foot.
Yep.
And one of the things that years ago, I haven't seen this done for ages, but some players would actually push that flag down so that they would have a much greater area in which to kick the ball from. And that would be the left-footed kicker on this side, for example, or something maybe.
That makes sense. But from this side, it would make sense to have the righty take the kick. But yeah.
If they pull the flag down, most referees will blow the whistle, stop the clock, walk down, admonish the player, and then restart it. But I don't know.
Winnacunnet throw far side. Now ball into the box, popped high and over the end line. Callie Spittle will have an opportunity for a goal kick.
But I'm much more disappointed in the wall, the 10 yards not being given than that. That's not a big deal, like you said.
The official had moved them back over here, and I think it was awfully close to 10, but they started off where it was about 5.
Yeah.
And really, anybody should be able to tell the difference between the two, especially on a football field.
Jeez.
Winnacunnet also engaging in some gamesmanship. Not that there's anything wrong with this either. They have the luxury of being in the lead, so, hey, why not take some time on throw-ins and allow the clock to run down a bit?
Which it has. We're down to 8 minutes left.
We are running low on that quantity that when you're down, like we talked about earlier, it moves quick. When you're up, it can't move fast enough.
Bedford certainly does not want to lose another match, especially to a club like this that theoretically, as we were saying, Bedford should have won it by maybe a 2-goal differential.
Well, you got to play the game. You can't play the game on paper, but at this time of year, every game matters, of course, and particularly when you think about how the playoffs work, 1 and 2, as McKenna Snow dribbles around. Now Jess Black will get to the ball. Looked like she was shoved out of the way. No call made. It'll be a Winnacunnet throw up here on the near side. But if you're a 1 or 2 in the playoffs, you wind up getting that bye, which can make a big difference. Now Bedford won last year with no bye. They wound up beating Nashua South first round, then Merrimack, then running the gauntlet of Exeter, or Portsmouth and Exeter, I should say.
And actually, Lauren, I'm just checking because I wasn't 100% sure of this, but okay, it was a couple years ago. There was only one team that received a bye. In 21, in 2022, you are correct. 1 and 2 both had byes.
Penalty committed by Exeter, and Bedford trying to just get things restarted quickly, set the ball down and was ready to roll, and the official said not so fast. Now making them reset. Ball sent toward the middle. Now Anna Diaz will corral it. Tried to find Bashi in the middle, can't. And Jenna Dindorf tried to control it. Winds up off Jenna's chest, out of bounds. It will be a Winnacunnet throw. 6 minutes remaining here in this contest.
And this is that, slight game delay, no rush to take that, eat a little bit of extra time. Can't blame them.
That's
for
part
that.
of the game.
That's
that
part
is
of the game.
absolutely part
I
of the
don't
game.
have a problem with that. Ooh.
Yeah, unless somebody puts a pitch clock on you, you're fine. Which,
Oh,
by the way, that was the best thing to happen to Major League Baseball this year. But we're not going to talk about that right now. Ball out of bounds, far side. It'll be a Winnacunnet throw. 5.5 minutes left here in the game.
So the time will be kept on the field in 24 seconds.
And you and I will keep it up here.
If you've got it, I will let you control it from there.
The fact that I can actually remember to do it would be an absolute shock. Bedford trails Winnacunnet 1-0. Kylie to McKenna Snow. Snow into the middle. Turning on those Jets. Ball poked away by Needham. And now sent forward by Winnacunnet. Sprinting toward the ball is Mia Lantain. And Lantain can't get to it. Bedford sends it out of bounds to Zadie Kylie. And
Here we go, 5
we
minutes.
are now at the 5-minute mark. The Bulldogs got to pull out some magic, and they've done it a couple times this year.
The keeping of the time by the official, it's not a guaranteed thing that they're going to get it really accurate.
Well, yeah, we know
they
that.
can be, distracted driving, distracted timing, maybe something in common. But
That's an
there's a
illegal
bad
throw,
throw. It was
right?
clearly an illegal
Okay.
throw. It sure as heck was, and I heard one of the fans.
I heard
yell-
one of the fans
yell too,
say it,
yes.
but I also
Yes.
immediately said, wait a
My
sec.
goodness, come on.
Like, the thing that I wonder about in a situation like this, though, is why does that happen? It shouldn't. That's a pretty cut and dry play, right?
Yes. Yep.
And so it
It's really-
confounds
it's-
me when you see something that's just pretty elementary that is not done properly. Ball
And that,
sent out of bounds. Anna Diaz winds up getting shoved down by Winnacunnet. Now Jess Black trying to clear. Winds up getting it up to Lana Morris, who can't get to the ball. And
It may have been a handball.
something was called. Regardless, McKenna Snow will.
Although
Take
high
the
school
kick.
soccer has signals in the rule book, I don't mind them not signaling in USSF, FIFA soccer. There are no signals for specific fouls, but that looked like a handball.
By our count, about 3.5 minutes left. McKenna Snow sends it over. Lana Morris corrals it. Lana has a chance at it in the box. And looked like, can't make out who was up there trying to send it in. I think it might have been Annie Zink, but nothing doing for the Bulldogs as we have about 3:10 remaining here in the game. And it was, in fact, Zink.
In the 2021 tournament, there was a game where the officials mistimed the last 5
I
minutes.
always think about that, but I can never remember.
And it
what
was
they-
huge.
It was a Hanover game,
It
right?
was like 50, I believe it
They
was.
played like 16 minutes?
Yes.
How do you sleep on
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, that was like just uncanny that it kept going.
Ball sent in. Morris tried to corral it, couldn't, and sent right back out by Winnacunnet. 2:44 left in the game, and a whistle and a foul called on the Warriors.
No Warriors fans are not happy.
Well, I mean, you call a foul. Obviously, somebody's always going to be upset.
Did you see anything?
Not egregious enough that I would have thought it would have merited
I
a
don't
whistle,
know. I don't
but
have any idea what it was.
it was a penalty. Ball sent in. Winnacunnet will head it out of there, and now Clifford will send it into the offensive end for Winnacunnet, but that'll just kill some time
Offsides.
for the Warriors. Yeah, she was off and didn't reestablish. They had advantage, so offside is called.
And it was played to her, so.
Yep, exactly. 2 minutes remaining here in the game.
Oh, gosh.
The Bulldogs trailing 1-0. Can't control, and it will be a Bedford throw over here on the near side. 1:50 left now. Ball sent in. Anna Diaz was kind of kicked through the back leg, and Bulldogs are going to have to pull a rabbit out of the hat right here. Anna sending it in, sends it over. Good ball into the box, headed, and Banks picks it up on one hop.
Keeper was in a good position, probably as perfect as you could be on that. Needed a lucky bounce for Bedford to be able to get a shot on it.
Now Banks taking her
They
time,
didn't get.
got the ball out. Black sends it in. Morris trying to find Vashi in the middle, can't. Now the ball taken away by Bedford. Zink had it. Black wound up having it, lost it, and now a throw for Bedford over here on the near side. And about 55 seconds left here. The left foot, nothing doing there. And Lana Morris fighting for the ball, giving chase, and some solid body contact right in the middle of the field. Nothing whistled there. That being your 50-50 ball that was called earlier, wasn't called here. Half a minute remaining. The Bulldogs trailing 1-0. That the result of a goal by Liana Pacheco at about the 16-minute mark. Winnacunnet's throw, just taking up some time, really. Ball sent down the far sideline and winds up going out of bounds. And now Bedford with 10 seconds left, and it looks like we're about done as far as time goes. And wow, not what any of us would have expected coming into this game. The Bulldogs of Bedford, with only one loss on the season, came into the game 9-1. Well, Bedford falls to 9-2, and Winnacunnet picks up an unexpected victory on the road, 1-0 to improve to 6-3. And Bill, I don't think any of us thought this is quite what we were going to see early in the game. Bedford looked like they were commanding things early on, couldn't find a way to put the ball in the back of the net, and Winnacunnet with about a 40-yard goal from Liana Pacheco, that gave them the one, and the one was all they needed.
And then Winnacunnet, some of the parents up here that I can observe right now, the way that they responded, it was like, wow, are you kidding me? You know, we actually pulled this upset. The one thing that, from the coaching perspective, you know, you travel, the further you travel for a game and you have to travel back on that bus.
Agreed.
Say to the players, hey, how do you want to feel when you're driving back on the bus tonight, ladies?
Yep.
You know, let's give them everything we've got and do your best. Well, they did, and they bested us, bested the Bedford squad. They played, you know, it was that one shot, like you called in the beginning of the game. Play defense, frustrate Bedford, and take a shot or two, and we'll get lucky.
Sure enough, that was what they did. The one
Simple.
goal coming from Pacheco in the second half. And for Bedford, you talk about, as a coach, and you know this, you had the loss at Portsmouth that you say, okay, this might be a bit of a wake-up call. And it was a wake-up call. They wind up beating Exeter on Saturday. And you say, all right, we've kind of righted the ship a bit. Maybe you figured out how to sort of put teams away. And unfortunately, in this one, weren't able to do so. And, hey, if you let Dracula hang around long enough and don't put a stake into his heart, eventually you're going to wind up getting bitten too.
And it happened.
And it's October. It's almost Halloween. So
Huge shock. Big one. Big win for the Warriors, obviously. And they're moving up from being in the middle of the pack to, you know, possibly, definitely making the tournament now.
And that one is absolutely a shock. So the Bulldogs, as we mentioned, have a 4 o'clock tilt. Did we say Nashua South on Thursday?
Yes, Nashua
So
South.
Nashua South, 4 o'clock on Thursday. If you can join us, we will not be carrying it on TV, but we'll be there in person. At least I will.
They'll
So
be down in Nashua.
down in
Correct
Nashua.
the
So
mundo.
with that said, for Bill Klein and Andrew Fenn, who's, as always, does a wonderful job on the camera, my name is Lauren Fox. Sorry we couldn't pull out a better result for you. It was the Winnacunnet Warriors 1, and the Bedford Bulldogs nothing. You've been watching Bedford girls soccer on BCTV.